Could Millie Bobby Brown be joining the MCU? The Avengers Doomsday directors, Anthony and Joe Russo, addresses whether Stranger Things star Millie Bobby Brown could join the MCU. The article comes from Screen Rant, so let's jump straight into it. After working with Stranger Things' Millie Bobby Brown, the Russo brothers share whether or not Avengers Doomsday could finally mark her Marvel Cinematic Universe debut. Phase 6 is just around the corner, and the final chapter of the multiverse saga will bring not one but two Avenger movies to help finish this storyline. As Avengers Doomsday will be kicking off production this year, many are wondering what old and new faces may be showing up in the Phase 6 installment. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, Joe and Anthony Russo were asked if there is any chance that Millie Bobby Brown, who's one of the stars in their new film, The Electric State, could potentially be eyed for a role in Avengers Doomsday, which is their next project. While Brown has been rumoured for various Marvel roles, Joe Russo chimed in with the following whether or not Avengers Doomsday may feature her. Joe Russo said, "Millie's on the list for every project. You can't honestly, you just can't ask for a bigger star right now. She's just so lovely, yet we'll put her in anything." With the Russo brothers helming both Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, they have the opportunity to set up the next era of the MCU for Phase 7 and beyond. Since Avengers Secret Wars is heavily rumoured to be setting up a soft reboot for the MCU, introducing major star like Millie Bobby Brown for a prominent role in the Avengers Doomsday could be perfect timing for the franchise, as Brown is finishing her time with Stranger Things on Netflix. Marvel Studios has the potential to recruit one of the most popular young stars of all time. As the MCU timeline will seemingly be heavily focused on the X-Men after Avengers Secret Wars, Marvel Studios could perhaps tap Brown as one of the iconic mutants through Avengers Doomsday, or giving her a bigger role in the sequel that can then help set up Phase 7's prospect mutant focus. Whether or not Brown is actually on Marvel Studios' radar remains to be seen, as the Russo brothers didn't flat out say that she'll be in Avengers Doomsday, but given the amount of secrecy surrounding their Avengers films, anything is possible. It's clear that the Russo brothers will be thrilled to have Millie Bobby Brown as a part of the Avengers Doomsday cast, but time will tell if it will actually happen. However, as Brown has yet to join either DC or Marvel, either franchise will be lucky to have the talented actress for a comic book role. Hopefully, whether it's in Avengers Doomsday or later down the line, MCU will find a place for the casting. So it's only a matter of time, really, before she does become a part of one of these big Hollywood comic book brands. Right. Millie Bobby Brown. I think this is where I will put her, right, for the MCU. If you want to bring her in for Doomsday or Secret Wars, do that. And I would potentially put her in as, I don't think it would work though, because I'm trying to think of the time difference and no. So you can't even put her in as Tony Stark's daughter Morgan. And the reason why I suggest, I think Morgan should be a part of these films, because I think it would show maybe us off the side to Doom when this little girl says to Doom, "Daddy," because you know that's who her dad is. It's Tony Stark, and Doom looks like Stark. Maybe that could be her character, but I don't think the age works, because Morgan was about 5, I think, with Marvel Avengers Endgame. She was 5, I think, in that. And it's only been another 2, maybe 3 years on, so she'd be 8 or 9, so maybe it wouldn't work. But that'd be an interesting concept. Another idea I'd have is maybe have her as Gwen Stacy, because we know Spider-Man is going to be heavily featured in this new phase of Marvel Studios. You know, whether it's Andrew Garfield or Tom Holland, who's going to be going forward as that Spider-Man from then on, because I still think Andrew Garfield has a very good chance of taking over from Tom Holland in the MCU, because I think I seriously do think that that's an opportunity there. Millie Bobby Brown being a mutant, I could see, but I kind of also don't want her to be. Because if they really are doing the Mutant Saga next, it makes a lot of sense. But with her being such a strong actress in her own right, and with her being, I guess, such a big star, I would argue the point that maybe we don't need Millie Bobby Brown to be a mutant, because she'll get bogged down with all these others. You know, if the rumour's true that Henry Cavill's coming in as either Wolverine or, I think Captain Britain was one that was, spoken about. If that's true, then, if you're doing an X-Men film, who's the biggest character for the X-Men? Wolverine or Xavier. So I think having her as a Gwen Stacy, who maybe dies in the second Spider-Man film, and then her to come back as Spider-Gwen or something, or for her to even be just introduced as Spider-Gwen, right? I think that'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't cast her as a mutant. I would try and actually work it in that she's maybe going to be Ironheart. I know they've been trying to do the Ironheart show for a while. And I think if the MCU goes the way the MCU should go, and if I was able to have a conversation with the Russos, I would pitch the idea of this thing to happen. But that'll be in another video. Because that'll probably be in the next video I do now. Just because I think it's a fantastic idea and they're missing out on a massive opportunity. But I wouldn't necessarily cast Millie Bobby Brown as a mutant. I'd cast her as someone that is so out there on her own, like can have multiple standalone films, that isn't connected to the bigger mutant storyline picture, but then comes in for, Young Avengers or something. I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm thinking alongside that. But I do think the MCU is going to be following a pattern yet again. But I think if they're doing a whole mutant saga and they're not going to have individual films outside of just mutants, it's going to destroy the MCU. We don't want to just feature mutants. We want to see a Thor 5. We want to see a Captain America 5. So we could have an Ironheart where she is the person who is Ironheart. I just think bogging her in with X-Men or mutants, if you're going to do New Mutants or X-Men or something like that, I think it would be a real shame because she'd be a part of an ensemble cast, whereas I think she should just lead a franchise. She's a very strong actress in her own right, and I honestly do think the Russo brothers, if they have a plan for her to be in the MCU, they'll have a decent one, and I don't think it'll involve the mutants whatsoever, because I don't think the mutants will be involved that much in Doomsday and Secret Wars. That's just my thoughts. But I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to leave the rambling on because I really don't have much to say, except for I really do hope that Millie Bobby Brown does join the cast of the MCU and they get her for a 10-year stint. Because if they don't, is she then going to be cast as Batgirl or Batwoman or something later on down the line in the DCU? Most likely. Because I think after Superman comes out, once they know what's going on with Superman, once that picture's, clear, they're going to be just casting loads of people. And Millie Bobby Brown, I think, will be one that James Gunn will try and sweep up quickly. So the MCU really needs to jump ahead and just be like, yep, we want you, come on board, do this movie. Right, your character's going to be this, and we're going to launch a movie straight afterwards, and you're going to do this trilogy of films, and you're going to feature in this many movies, and make her run be 10 years for the MCU. That's my hot take on it. But I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Drop a like on the video, turn on the notification bell, and as always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye for now, and yeah, stay cinematic.